What's up, y'all? With it being AOZ April, it only makes sense that we're going to look at some Advance of Zeta stuff here with the brand new Hobby Japan Mechanics issue number 19, centered on, of course, Advance of Zeta here. So let's check it out for today's Mook review. Okay, so the MSRP for this issue up here for 2,200 yen, so less than $20, not too bad, but as you can see, this is not a hardbound on the side, it's just a stapled issue here, coming out to a little over 100 pages in length, so not huge, but I feel like it's a pretty reasonable price here for some awesome Advance of Zeta goodness. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you guys that as much as I am a fan of Advance of Zeta and love the designs and everything, the naming of the different mobile suits is very confusing at times, and I'm certainly going to mess up some of the naming of some of the mobile suits in here, so just warning you right off the bat, so when I go to edit the video, I don't have to make corrections throughout with the editing. Just know that some of the naming's probably going to be wrong. I'm not going to bother correcting it later on, but you guys get the idea. Let's go ahead and dive into it here. As you saw there, the I believe Hazenthlay Ra on the back, possibly, but let's go ahead, check out on the inside front page. We've got our table of contents here, and it looks like we are going to have a little bit of non-AOZ stuff in here at the very end as well. But let's go ahead and check out the next page. Here we have the Hazel Hrire. Very interesting design here. Not something that I've ever seen before with this big, massive cannon equipment there that it has on this one here. Really cool illustration and kind of opening letter there. That's pretty awesome. We got a couple of Hazels here to start us off. It looks like there's kind of a little bit just kind of background about Advance of Zeta. It looks like here's kind of like a timeline of the events from 1983, from 0083 to 0088 over there. And here, a bunch more. These are really nice illustration references here. A lot of the like old AOZ issues and books and stuff can be harder to find and can be a little bit more expensive if you want to pick some of those up, just because they are like such sought after books by fans. So it's really nice to have a new book with a lot of the illustration work. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff in some of the older books, but nice to see some of this stuff here in a newer issue that'd be easier to get your hands on if you were looking to pick up a physical book, or Mook in this case, with some nice illustrations in it. So you can see like the lineage of the TR1, TR3, TR4, TR5, TR6, TR2. Over here, different TR units and lineage of the Hazel from the Quell, etc. over here. So a lot of really cool stuff, definitely. Let's go ahead and see what we got on the next pages about the Asimur, the Rosette over here, the Gaplant to the Gaplant Haru, one of the few standard release kits that we have from the series, the Gaplant Haru, the Woundwort, and let's see, there you go. That's all the TR units. So, okay, first one here is going to be a Gundam TR1 Hazel, modeled by Yoshitaka Chotoku. Beautiful build here of the Master Grade kits, and I'm really hoping that they'll make some more variations to the Master Grades later on. The high grades are nice. I mean, because they're all going to be P Bandai kits, I guess the high grades are nice in that they're not going to be quite as expensive. The cool thing about the Master Grades is that they're Master Grades, but they're going to be more expensive because they're premium Bandai and larger and Master Grades. So for cost effectiveness, the HGs are a little bit nicer in that sense. They're still going to be expensive just because they're HGs, and a lot of the mobile suits in Advance of Zeta, even in 1/44 scale, are going to be large, or they have a lot of parts, so even the HGs can be expensive, but MGs even more so. Some really nice photos here of this one. Really nice. Really like the details there on the booster shields. That's really cool. Kind of added detail on there. But I'm still holding out hope that I think at some point it's possible, if not likely, that we'll see a Master Grade Woundwort at some point. It's going to be P Bandai if it ever happens. But I think with how many different Woundwort variations that we've got and reprints that we've got in the HG line, I think there's certainly a demand for Woundworts. There's a lot of fans of the designs, so I think it would make sense to, at some point, make a Master Grade Woundwort kit. That would be very cool. I hope so. I hope that Bandai will at some point. But anyway, here we've got the Hazel Custom, this one modeled by Naoki-san. Really cool build here with a couple of mobile suits there in the background as well. I'm guessing that's the tiny little Asimur kit there, but we may see some more photos of that later on. That was also older Dengeki Hobby like magazine pack-in kits that were recently reissued as a premium Bandai set, which is kind of cool. So here we've got Naoki's Hazel Custom. Very nice. Like the little bits of added detail around on this one as well. Certainly great reference material if you guys are fans of, customizing or modeling your Advance of Zeta kits, other than just collecting them and building them. If you're interested in doing a little bit more kind of modeling work on them, a book like this is great for getting some different ideas and inspiration on different bits of customization you can do, like some of the added details that Naoki's added on this. Also, aside from just like added details, just coloring and everything else, markings, where to place markings, what exact shades of colors you might want to use. You can see how this one's just kind of a little bit different than another version. Here we have, for example, this version of the Hazel Custom by Yu Fua. This one is the HG, where the previous one was the Master Grade we were taking a look at. So you can just see how the decals and the color scheme is going to be a little bit more different with this one. So like I said, a good source of inspiration and ideas for you to borrow if you're planning on doing some modeling for yourself. So certainly one of the reasons why I like to collect these Mooks and share them with you guys. So know that for a lot of you guys, getting your hands on these Mooks can be difficult just because they're not available in your country, or it can be very cost prohibitive. They can be expensive if they're not readily available in your country. And so happy to be able to share some of these with you guys for that reason. So this one's by Pu Kumagai. We got the TR1 Hazel 2 here. Very interestingly undetailed here on the bottom of the feet. That's kind of interesting here. A lot of times you wouldn't bother detailing the bottom of the feet if you're planning on just having the kit standing, but if you're having the kit flying like this, I probably would have at least panel lined to the bottom of the feet, to be honest. But anyway, just kind of an odd thing there, especially for the opening image of the kit. But it's a really nice build here. This is the Master Grade. Yeah, Master Grade Hazel 2, by the way, which was a really cool kit. I do like the fact that it included parts to basically make it as a quell. But I wish that they would release the quell as a separate kit. The Master Grade quell is available as a separate kit, but it doesn't use this same base kit. What you can make with this is pretty much like a 1.5 version of the Master Grade quell, which is much nicer than just the standardly available Master Grade quell. So would be kind of cool if they released that as its own kit at some point. I don't know if they will. I think it's very possible that they might, or probably just going to reissue the Hazel 2, but really nice build here of the Hazel 2 in, what is it, the Black Otter color scheme, if I remember correctly. I believe it's the correct name for that, but that very much could be wrong. But some nice work in progress photos here too, to see some of the different extensions made to the proportions. Maybe the shoulders bigger, the front skirt's bigger, maybe the knees bigger. So a lot of proportion adjustments there on that. And as we've seen on the previous builds too, there's been work in progress photos. I've kind of been talking through it, but as you can see, some nice work in progress photos. So here we have the advanced Hazel and a Hyzak down there in the background as well. This one's modeled by Hiroyuki Noda. This is the Master Grade kit. So another awesome build of the Master Grade. Again, here for this, I mean, like, I hate to be nitpicky of some like quote unquote professional grade of models here, but kind of interesting how I was pointing out like how the opening image that we have of this build seems to be like kind of forgot to panel line the bottom of the feet. And I know it's like, whether you forgot or not, I doubt that it was forgotten. I'm sure it was a choice. When you're modeling at this level and making works for books and publication like this, you're not really gonna be leaving stuff out. You're at a level where you're paying attention to stuff like that. But it's interesting to see kind of things that I would consider, like if I was judging this for a contest, I would consider that a mistake. It looks like you just forgot to panel line the bottom of the feet, for example. And with this one, you've got like silvering on the decals right there on the shoulders on this front big huge opening image of the kit. It's something, again, like if I was judging this for a contest or something, for example, I would definitely count points off for that. It's kind of interesting to see when you see like professionally modeled kits like this with like stuff like that, where you have like such bad silvering on those big markings. And it's not a kit that has a whole lot of decals. There's only a few decals on it, and it's just a shame that these two big ones right there on the front and up there and here on the back too, it almost looks like those are just made with stickers, like those are just like the sticker decals thrown on there. Because yeah, even that one in the back there, wow, yeah, I wonder if, are those the sticker decals? I don't know, maybe there's mention about that. Even the one on the shield, oh wow, those are really bad. Okay, I don't know. Even the one on the shield there is pretty bad. They almost look like they were put on after the kit was matte coated, which if you guys have ever worked with waterside decals, you know it's definitely possible. It's certainly possible to put decals over a matte coat, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more challenging. You just have to soak the decal in more mark soft or whatever just to kind of melt the decal, just because the matte finish is a bit more textured. That's why you typically put decals on a gloss finish, because it's a nice smooth glossy finish the decal can stick to and you don't get that silvering. Silvering is basically when you have air or an uneven surface between the decal and the part. So I don't know what the deal is with this. It almost looks like those are just the stickers put on there, but I would guess it's not the stickers because the kit comes with water slides, if I remember correctly, or at least water slides are available for it. So I don't know, either way, kind of a shame, but love the kit. Beautiful build, aside from the decals. Anyway, just kind of an odd thing. Here we have the HG Hazel Ausla Gigantic Arm Unit. Really cool kit. One that, yeah, I mean, like in all the more recent high grades, there's been a lot that I just never thought that we would actually see model kits of, and this is certainly one of them. I didn't think that we were ever actually going to see like a model kit of this. I thought that, you know, it's something once the Hazel Ausla kit came out, I thought, okay, yeah, obviously we're going to see custom builds of it, people customizing this and making it on their own. But kind of cool that Bandai released it as an actual kit. Really cool kit too. So that was awesome to see. Really nice photography here of this as well. Lovely build of the Hazel Ausla Gigantic Arm Unit. And we have the Gunpla Haro Gigantic Arm Unit, which I think just came out, right? As well, I don't think that we're gonna see that in this issue necessarily, because like I said, I think it just came out, but I'm sure someone had probably already made it before, even though it wasn't available as an actual kit. I'm certain that it had been made by someone out there. Got some cool detail images there of that. And the TR1 Hazenthale. Love the design of the Hazenthale. I'm not sure if it appeals to you guys. I know that there's certain people that like it or not. Like compared to the Hazel, I really like the design of the Hazenthale, just being like a little bit more slim in like the torso section and more sleek and streamlined kind of looking torso section, rather than like the standard Hazel having a torso which is pretty much akin to a Gundam Mark II. I like the torso design of the Hazenthale more, and the subarms on the front skirt are really cool as well, which is basically like a torso and arms of a woundwort kind of attached onto the front skirt there. I like it. What do you guys think? It's a design that I certainly can appreciate. This is the high grade, by the way, modeled by Kane, First Age, HG 144 scale kit here. And again, some nice work in progress photos here on that, here and there. Yeah, very cool. Really nice work done on that. A little bit of custom scribing and everything. We've got the Gym Type CR by Keita Yagyu. This is the Master Grade Gym Custom plus Gym Type C kit bash. So a kit bash of the Gym Custom and Gym Type C to get the Gym Type CR. Again, in that Dark Titans AOZ color scheme. Very cool and interesting how it carries the, like according to the official artwork there for it, carries extra ammo for the rifle on the side of the arm and on the side of the skirt. That's pretty cool there. With some nice photography here for this one as well. Very interesting, like the work in progress photos and like some of these added details. Is there an image talking about the details added on the shoulders? No, maybe not, doesn't look like it, but there's a little bit of like that red line on like the shoulder armor there. It might be kind of hard for you guys to see, but I was actually planning on doing a kind of tutorial video on how to add that kind of detail onto kits like this at some point in the near future. So something to look forward to. I was actually going to do that like a long time ago, and recently I was just reminded about that, and I thought, oh yeah, I need to do that. Make a little tutorial video on how to make that little red detail. Okay, we got a Hyzak here. This one is by Matsuoji. This one is the HG Hobby Hyzak AOZ reboot version, recently released, and it's a conversion here. So using that new Hobby Hyzak kit as the base kit, and then some obviously customization and added parts done on this. I'm not sure what the backpack is kit bashed from. It looks like that maybe that's just like a collection of different parts kit bash to make this new backpack for, but that does look really cool. And some other customization done for the rifle, and again the ammo cartridges there on the side of the arm, for example. So really nice to see some of the work in progress photos here on this, because very interesting, especially because it's so fresh in my mind, having just built that kit like a week ago. It's cool to see that one. Very nice. All right, and going to a much smaller scale, 1/400 scale here, the Bizak TR2 Bigwig modeled by Kojima Dai Taicho. This is a kit that I have snap built, and it's only like this big. It's absolutely tiny in 1/400 scale. This is another one of those, as I was talking about earlier, a magazine packing kit back in the day from Dengeki Hobby that was available. But yeah, it was recently reprinted as part of a P Bandai set. But it's very small here, but a really cool design. Would definitely be cool to see this in 1/44 scale, but like I said, I'm sure it's something that someone has probably made at some point, but it would be cool to see. All right, so it looks like maybe we're doing like all the Dengeki Hobby like mini kits. Well, no, at least that one and this one. Here's the other, one of the other old 1/400 scale prototype Asimar TR3 Kehar. This is a kit that I also built and painted way back in the day. It was one of the first kits that I worked on here at the very beginning of my YouTube channel. I did not fully paint the kit actually, though, interestingly enough, because the orange color, at that time I was like just kind of very beginner in painting anyway, and this was so small, I was just definitely had no practice in working on anything at this small at that time. The orange color is like, that's molded in is really nice. And so I just basically left that as the main color, and everything that was not orange, so like the fuel tanks and all the little gray details and everything like that, and then all the panel linings, so painted in all the other colors except for what was orange. I just left orange, the color of the plastic, for that build way back in the day. Yeah, fun kit, very cool. Would be interesting to work on another one again at some point, but I don't know. At that scale, like, it's a really cool design. Again, I would love a 1/44 scale version of that. At that scale, it's definitely a challenge though. It's a cool design that I would like to work on again, but I wouldn't be necessarily looking forward to something quite that small. Okay, here's the rosette, modeled by Orange Ibis. This is a HG UC Marasai converted. So the Marasai converted into the rosette. Interesting spelling of the rosette, as I would think it's ROSETTE, but again, it's a really cool design based on the Marasai here that I would love a kit of, especially the dandelion, which I'm not sure if we're gonna see a dandelion in here. Probably not. I don't know. I don't think so. But the dandelion is, there was an illustration at the beginning. The dandelion's this one here with the rosette in this big giant leg equipment and everything there. I actually do have a resin kit of that, a 1/44 scale resin kit of that I should make at some point, someday. If only there was more hours in the day. I have some really cool like AOZ resin kits that I would love to work on, but just can't find the time. That's the problem, right? Anyway, cool build here of the rosette. Interesting that he used the HG kit and not the MG. I mean, there's pros and cons to if you're doing like a lot of customization to working on either an MG or an HG. So anyway, but went for HG for that one. Here we've got the TR5 Haru Titans color by Kojima Dai Taicho. This one also interesting that it's not the Haru in the same form that we typically see it. We typically see it with these different skirt armor here and the shoulder equipment and everything. This is basically just a Gaplant in Titans colors, and I don't think there's anything else different like parts wise. It's modified, it's customized, but in terms of like the parts, it's pretty much just a Gaplant painted in the Titans colors. This is the new version. It's sort of like a 1.5 HG of the Gaplant that recently came out, so it's got like a little bit better color separation, part separation in some of those parts up there. I've not actually built this kit yet, but it's the one that I was mentioning before is available as the big arms unit is also coming out of the Haru. Of this, there was kind of two versions. There's the basic version like this, which was basically like a 1.5 HG Haru in Titans colors, and then there's the one that comes with the big arm unit. That's the one that I'll be getting. I think it's new parts for the head as well, I believe. But here is the regular TR5 Haru by Kei Tadano. Oh, so this one is the new gigantic arms unit. Yeah, so this is the new kit. Let's see, is there actually going to be, okay, yeah, here we have the gigantic arm unit. So yeah, this is the new kit that I was just mentioning about. So here we kind of see it in just the regular basic form, original form, and then we'll see it with the big arms unit added here in just a moment. But really cool design. Always been a fan of the Gaplant. The HGC Gaplant kit is just a really nice kit. Despite being an older HG kit, it's really nice. I highly recommend it to you guys, and it comes with a gigantic booster, which is awesome if you can get your hands on the original Gaplant. But the Gaplant Haru, also another cool variation of that, and then with the big arms units, what's not to love? Very cool. So definitely looking forward to checking that one out. And finally, the Wound War here. So I didn't really kind of notice this before, but they're actually going in order of the TR units 1 through 6 here. So interestingly enough, here we have the TR6 Woundwort. This is the HG kit modeled by Pirobon. Interesting colors for this, how the yellow is typically the Advance of Zeta yellow color is used, more like an orangish yellow, but he went for a more kind of pure yellow color, and I gotta say, I don't like it. I definitely like the more orange yellow, which is typical for AOZ stuff, but here it is, and it's almost like slightly green in the yellow color that's used here. I think it's just kind of looks like that because of the other colors that are used, because of the purple and white. The yellow is looking almost sort of greenish in tone, but yeah, definitely prefer the more orange yellow. But of course, the HG Woundwort was a very nice surprise to get that released, and then we've seen many different versions, like here, like the KR2, this one modeled by Blondie. I love Blondie's work. This is the HG Premium Bandai kit here, of course. Really love this variation of the Woundwort, the KR2. It's a really cool design here, like the added equipment on that. The massive dong and the big shoulder equipment and new equipment up on like the top of the head and everything. It's really, really cool. Such a very interesting looking design. Just sort of looks like a mess of different shapes and parts and everything. It's kind of hard to make out the design, but building the kit, it's one thing with like a lot of these kits. One of the reasons why I've really enjoyed the more recent HGP Bandai kits, like this one as well too, is because sometimes like when you're just looking at the artwork of it, it just kind of looks like a mess of parts and stuff, and it looks cool in the artwork, but building the kit and actually working with the kit, it makes it so much easier to kind of actually fully grasp the shapes and the design and everything a lot nicer. So it's definitely enjoyable. I highly recommend checking out some of the kits if you can. This is the Hazelclay 2, modeled by Natsuki Haman-Karn. Obviously the P Bandai kit here. Is this the one that's on the back? No, that's definitely not that. Never mind. Anyway, really cool kit here. And this is one like I was talking about before, that's a very big kit as well. And I think, if I remember correctly, according to like the actual scale of it, it's not correct in its scale. If I remember correctly, it's too big, or was it too big or too small? I'm confusing myself, but I think it was that it was bigger than it's really supposed to be in canon, but hey, I don't really mind too much about scaling. Anyway, this is the Hazelclay 2 Ra, modeled by Nishi here, the P Bandai kit. This is the one that's on the back. So yeah, really, really cool kit here with this one. Love the colors, love the design of this one. And of course, as you can see, like I was talking about, usually the yellows are more like an orangish yellow, like you can see on pretty much all the other builds here featured in this issue. So lovely work here done on that. And there it is with the gigantic booster. What is it? No, it's not the, is it long range booster? Large booster? Anyway, that big booster unit that's available with the Gunpla. Or they also released that as a special AOZ set that you could get that like specifically for the newer AOZ kits. It came with like a different connection piece that you could use with that. So very cool. All right, so that's the end of the AOZ stuff, I think, for this issue. We've got a little bit other stuff here at the back to kind of end off. This is how to build Gundam, and there's a tutorial here on how to, looks like, resin cast and copy some of your parts here to make some different parts. So a little tutorial here on resin casting if you're interested in copying some of your customized parts. So say for example you make some custom parts, and rather than having to make two of the part, you can just make a mold, and then you can make you can just mold it, and you can have extras, and you can have a lot extras, and you can sell them and make a lot of money. No, but anyway, yeah, not anything that I've ever messed with, and I don't know if I honestly ever really will. I don't know if it's something that I'll ever really need to worry too much about, just kind of in the way that I build and what I like to build. But anyway, here's a special talk with Daisuke Kobayashi, kind of interview section here with a bunch of text and toy design work. It looks like designing some kind of different toys there, weapon toys, and also some other different toys here. Very interesting. All this kind of stuff, which is not really my particular forte. So anyway, I'll just kind of leave that there for you guys. And then we've got work here on the new Plamax Strike Dog 124 scale kit, which I was just talking about. Actually, in our last Mook review, we took a look at this kit, and I was telling you guys how I'm excited to build this one. And now seeing it again, I'm still, if not more, excited to build it now. So this is a kind of modeling guide here for how to do some different modifications and stuff on this. So I'll keep this in mind and put this aside, because this might be interesting to make when I do take a look at this kit. Maybe do a video, basically like a video form. So I'll go through and kind of first translate all of the Japanese here, and then just kind of, rather than the tutorial on like how to build Strike Dog as a magazine kind of guide here, I can do it as a video form. I think that would be kind of cool. Are there enough Votams fans out there to justify a project like that, to make that for you guys? Would you guys like to see that? I'm sure you probably would, but let me know in the comment section if you would like to see like a video form of this how to build the Strike Dog kit, complete with some pre-shading and everything on there. Pre-shading, sure, yeah, I haven't done pre-shading for a while, so it might be kind of cool to do a pre-shaded kit. There's the finished result there. It looks very nice. We got some more photos here of this. This also includes like some weathering on here as well, which is not really included in the tutorial, but there's some weathering on there as well, which also look really nice. Then we've also got the Armored Valkyrie kit here. This is not the kit though. This is like a toy, it looks like, but looks like it's kind of, is it detailed up or what exactly is going on with this? It's just a toy, but it's kind of a featured section here on a 1/55th scale, kind of an odd scaling here for this. This looks like it's some old Macross toys, or are these old or new? Maybe these are new and just kind of made to look old. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with this section here. What is this? Yeah, I'm not sure, but interesting for you Macross fans. I don't know. Is this something that you're familiar with? I'm not really familiar with whatever these are, but Macross toys, I guess. Okay. And then a little section here with some food, which looks delicious. It actually happens to be lunchtime at the moment and it's making me very hungry. And then over here, yeah, talking about some of the older AOZ books there. You can see some of those right there. So it'd be cool to check out some of those in the future if I can ever get my hands on them. I don't know, I would have to find them first. Maybe it's something to look for on a future trip to Japan. We got our staff credits here at the end, and then see you next issue, which is going to be Mobile Suit Gundam Double Zeta 0088 themed, which I'm very much looking forward to. Here we have the Dodge Kai and Dodge there. Anyway, if it's Double Zeta themed, that'll certainly be cool. When is this coming out? Oh, it's actually coming out quite soon, in June of this year. I'm not sure if that's available for pre-order yet or not. I'm definitely going to be checking that out right after this, so I can go see if I can pre-order that. That's definitely going to be one that's going to be cool to check out in the future later on this summer. But for now, guys, that's it for this issue. AOZ April. Perfect timing here for the release of this Advance of Zeta Hobby Japan Mechanics issue number 19. What do you guys think of it? What are some of your favorite AOZ designs? There's a lot to love. Honestly, I think it would be hard to find a design in here that I don't really like, to be honest. They're all really cool. I guess, like, actually, and some of you guys may not agree with this, but honestly, probably the Gym Type CR is probably one of my lesser favorite designs among the bunch. To be honest, it's just kind of a little bit boring in comparison. Also, I'm not as much a fan of this particular color scheme, but there's a lot to like in this issue anyway, so let me know in the comment section what in particular stood out to you guys, and thank you all so much for checking out the video today. Check out some more kits, paints, tools, and supplies at USA Gundam Store. The link to USA Gundam Store down in the video description below. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're not subscribed yet. I do these Mook reviews once a week, so if you like this kind of video, checking out some different Mooks and magazines from Japan, definitely stick around. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks so much. Till next time, have a good day. Bye, guys.